Hey guys, Josh here, and today I have another video for you guys, and in today's video we're going over the best class you can make for the HOLGER-26 in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. As you guys probably know, there's a recent weapon tuning update in Call of Duty Modern Warfare which changed numerous weapons including the FAL, the Bruin Mark 9, and the M91. But another weapon on that list was of course the HOLGER-26. The reason that's important is because the Holger has been known as a pretty mad weapon in Call of Duty, and well, it didn't have any really strong attributes, meaning it was just a light third choice pick for the best LMG. And well, recently it was buffed, including more damage range and a faster ADS time, which has basically made this weapon into a very quick, just precise shooter of an LMG. Not as good as the old Bruin, but it's honestly one of the best LMGs out right now. So of course in today's video we're going over the best Warzone and multiplayer class for, of course, the HOLGER-26. So let's get right into that, starting with our Warzone perk setup. Alright, for your perk 1 slot for Warzone, I recommend EOD. The reason I recommend EOD is because in Warzone a lot of things blow up, including frag grenades, C4s, claymores, bouncing betties, vehicles, and of course launchers. So to take reduced damage from those things, we are going to run EOD to make sure we don't die from those. Alright, moving on to our perk 2 slot, I recommend Overkill. As much as I've fallen in love with the Holger recently, it cannot do everything in Warzone, so of course you need a SMG in your back pocket to of course save you in close quarter situations. And well, if you need help of course with a SMG, there's a brand new playlist on this channel that contains all the SMGs that I've made a Warzone class about, so go check that playlist out if you need any help for your secondary if you're using Overkill. Alright, moving on to our third perk slot, and that perk slot is of course filled by Amped. The reason running Amped in Warzone is because you're running 2 primaries via Overkill, so of course the weapon swap time is a lot longer than running a Holger and a pistol, so of course running Amped saves us in close quarter situations if we desperately need to swap weapons. Alright, that is all our Warzone perks. Now let's go into of course the gunsmith for the HOLGER-26 in Warzone. Alright, on your screen is it as a whole, so pause the video, screenshot it, share it with a friend, just make sure you have this information saved. Hopefully you have that information saved. Now let's go through why we're running these attachments on the Holger in Warzone. Starting off with our first attachment, go to muzzle and select the monolithic suppressor. The reason running monolithic suppressor is because we want the sound suppression of a suppressor to make sure no one hears our shots or sees us on the minimap, and we also want added damage range. Even though Infinity Ward has buffed the damage range on this weapon, we do need more of it to compete with longer range weapons. So of course running the monolithic suppressor is the best way to do that, and the only way to do that on the HOLGER-26. Alright, moving on to our next attachment, go to Underbarrel and select the Commando foregrip. The reason running Commando foregrip is because it's simply the best way to deal with the horizontal recoil, and well, the HOLGER-26 has a lot of horizontal recoil, so we just want to narrow that down to make sure it's only basically vertical on this weapon. So to make sure this weapon is a laser beam for most players, the Commando foregrip is the best way to do that. Alright, moving on to our third attachment, go to laser and select the TAC laser. The reason running TAC laser is because the HOLGER-26 is still an LMG. Even though it does have the best ADS time out of all the LMGs right now, it is simply just still a LMG, meaning it doesn't have a great ADS time, and the best way to decrease ADS times in this game is using the TAC laser. Alright, moving on to our fourth attachment, go to optic and select the VLK 3x optic. The reason running an optic on this weapon is because we need to shoot that medium to long range distance, and while the basic iron sight on this weapon is simply just not equipped enough to do that. So running a 3x optic insanely helps us when it comes to ADSing with this weapon and shooting at longer ranges. Feel free to use the other optic if you feel more comfortable with it, it's just the VLK is the best for most players. For our last attachment, go to rear grip and select the rubberized grip tape. So the Holger doesn't come with a longer barrel that helps with recoil control. So in some way or another, I needed more recoil control to make this weapon an absolute beam. And the best way to do that on the Holger is run this rubberized grip tape, giving us more recoil control and just better stability using this weapon, making it into a great beam of a weapon, easily compared to the Bruin, the Kilo, or even the M4. Alright, since the Holger Warzone class is done, now let's transition to of course our multiplayer class for the HOLGER-26. But of course, before we go into the gunsmith of multiplayer, let's go over what multiplayer prints you need to run with the HOLGER-26. Alright, for our perk 1 slot in multiplayer, run EOD. The reason running EOD is because, well, you just simply don't want to die from explosions from launchers, frag grenades, bouncing betties, claymores, literally anything in this game that explodes. You just want to take reduced damage from that, and EOD is just a lifesaver when it comes to staying on longer kill streaks. Alright, moving on to our perk 2 slot for multiplayer, select Ghost. The reason running Ghost is because we just don't want to be detected by UAVs, personal radars, and heartbeat sensors, meaning we can flank around our enemies and stay undetected while people are using those kill streaks. And finally, for our perk 3 slot, I recommend running Battle Hardened. I don't know why, but in multiplayer, a lot of people love flash and stun grenades right now, and well, to simply combat those people easier, we need to run Battle Hardened to reduce the strength of those equipment. Now that we have gone through our perks, let's go through the gunsmith setup for multiplayer. Alright, on your screen is it as a whole, so pause the video, screenshot it, do whatever, just make sure you have this information saved. Now that you have that saved, let's go through why we're running these attachments in multiplayer. Alright, for our first attachment, go to MUZZLE and select the monolithic suppressor. Like I said in Warzone, even though the damage range has been buffed on this thing, we simply just want more, so running monolithic suppressor is the only way to do that in both multiplayer and in Warzone using the HOLGER-26. Alright, moving on to our second attachment, go to Underbarrel and select the Commando foregrip. The reason of course running Commando foregrip is because it just gives us the most control of our weapon because it reduces horizontal recoil and weapon sway, so running Commando foregrip is a no-brainer since we're not running the OPTIC as well, so the iron sights will be steady. Alright, moving on to our third attachment, go to laser and select the TAC laser. Even though the HOLGER was buffed in its ADS time, we simply just want more. We are of course running basically a full-sized LMG, so we already have a decrease in ADS time compared to SMGs and ARs. So to just simply compete with those, running the TAC laser decreases our ADS time while also giving us aiming stability. Alright, moving on to our fourth attachment, go to ammunition and select the 30 round magazine. Honestly, this is a pretty god tier attachment when it comes to multiplayer because it decreases our ADS time, decreases our sprint to fire speed, increases our movement speed, and also gives us a pretty quick reload speed. So honestly, this is just a very good attachment. If you're not running multiplayer, you're gonna get gunned down pretty quickly. So of course, moving on to our last attachment, go to rear grip and select the stippled grip tape. The reason running stippled grip tape is because we just want to decrease our ADS time while also decreasing our sprint to fire speed. Now that both of these Warzone and multiplayer classes are done, I do have some things to tell you. The thing I want to tell you is if you need any help in Modern Warfare, including weapon class setups, XP tips, or just tips in Modern Warfare to get better, let me know and I'll make a video about it. And with that being said, this is now the end of the video, so if you liked the video, leave it a like. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. It tells me you like the content while also giving me more people to support and just grow my channel. So thank you if you do, and well, this is now the end of the video, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.